I am Pragya and I bring to you excerpts from the current issue of Outlook, which looks at two cover stories. 1. Ground reports from 5 states going to polls through 3 vectors of identity, gender, and health. And will the outcome decide which way the wind will blow in the 2024 general elections? Second cover story continues to be on Palestine, titled From the River to the Sea. Ode for the Uprooted, book review by Kabir Dev, a writer and poet based in Karimganj in Assam. Word chakmak in Devanagari Hindi refers to the process of glowing. The word is often used to describe the most beautiful and significant things we notice in our surroundings. Ramesh Karthik Nayak's debut book of English poetry, Chakmak, is all about observing what deserves to be observed. Nayak is the first writer from the Banjara community to share its rich literature, heritage, and lifestyle with contemporary readers. Nomads, painters, writers, architects, poets have built the foundation of human civilization since the beginning of time. The notion of a nomad lies in seeing through every journey to its destination. It is becoming easier for regional writers today to journey into the mainstream because of translations and gain a wider readership. Still, society and its obsessive need for classification forces many regional writers to stay in the shadows. Nayak's poetry is all about the creation of smaller stories around the larger ones. The charm lies in the different triggers of awakening. Some of them growl with grief, some take on the reality that consumes our dreams. The rest mold the images of detrimental and developed situations. When a poet who is celebrated as a master of his language writes a book for a larger circle of readers of the English language, the responsibility is to outshine the yesterday. Chakmak successfully pierces through the expired shards of our silence and finds its own voice. The truth of going back to the origin in folk culture is considered something holy, but in urban cultures, it becomes a cliche even though it does retain a poetic element. Worshippers of the fragments of the urban and the rural, now buried under the constructs of the conspiracies and capitalism. Nayak holds dear those who believe in an ideal world with entities influenced by horizons of assemblage, where eternity is a result of symbiosis of the fragments of the urban and the rural worlds. The marriage of the two have created some of the finest works of art in history. Nayak writes, "Horizons appear and disappear. Creatures fall ill in this polluted world. Trees change into idols, are drenched with blood. Islands and museums of tribes are bottled in glass jars. O earth, eternal of all, take back everything into your womb." When the writer George R.R. Martin mentions the old and the new gods in his magnum opus, The Song of Ice and Fire, it speaks a great deal about the evolution of the Supreme One. Indian tribes understood the idea of godly evolution a long time ago, but most of us have lost track of it on the way to becoming who we are today in the modern world. In the poem Celebration, Nayak writes about the idea behind peripheral rituals, the everyday ones that exist around but are largely ignored, and why a major part of them rests on making it a point, celebrating their existence. He holds a mirror before a world that manifests joy and celebration while clutching class and caste and staying detached from the community's reality. For this and more, read the current issue of Outlook.